We talked with you before the draft, Joel, and you were head scratching over the Justin Fields evaluation that that had him out of the mix in San Francisco, with them staring at either Mac Jones and Trey Lance. We found out it was Trey Lance, and who knows if Mac Jones was even involved at any point either, because we had Kyle Shanahan a week ago on in this very spot, actually, on this show, Joel. So. And he said it was Lance pretty much all along. Now Fields is a Chicago Bear. They traded up to get him. Do you like the way it all worked out for Justin Fields in the end, Joel?
Well, listen, I think that when you can go to a team that, granted has struggled the last couple of years, but I would say defensively they're ready to go. I think every quarterback would have, if they were to pick their destination, regardless of what they have said, Lawrence, Wilson, Lance, Jones, Fields, all of them would have picked the 49ers. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure.
Like, they're the most ready team for a young quarterback to go in and contribute and potentially go on and have a lot of success early in his career. But having said that, I thought that the Bears were a good, consolation prize, if you will, for Justin Fields. Now, he's not going to get the, $10, $12 million that he forgoes not being that third pick. But I thought it was a good spot for him. And I know that city is excited. I was texting some people on their staff. They're excited about Justin. I didn't understand the criticisms of Justin Fields in particular because I did so many of his games. Now, I might have been too close to it, Rich, as you know. But, boy, that type of skill set doesn't come along every so often. The arm strength, the accuracy, the ability to avoid turnovers, the ability to create with his feet, to have the athleticism that he does, and yet when he escapes the pocket, his eyes stay up. There's all these things that we would have normally just fawned over, and then this year, all of a sudden, it was just like, I don't know about him. Like, I don't know about him.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Exactly. And now we had Nagy on the show just last week, and I asked him the plan, and he said the plan is essentially to replicate what he saw in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes and the ability to have Alex Smith start all regular season games but the last one because they'd already secured a position in the playoffs, and Reed wanted to get his young charge a wet beak going into the offseason. And I shot him straight. I basically told him I don't think he's going to have the the luxury of that. I don't think that's going to happen.
That's exactly what I would have said. And that's a good response, right? Because that's well and good. What does Tyson say? Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. It's like, wait until those Bears fans, start seeing anemic offense and a struggling team game 5. And they're like, okay, let's go. We want to see the kid. Let's rock. So I think that's all a wait and see. I could see him playing much earlier. Here's the thing is, I just don't want to doubt this guy. And part of this, Rich, I think that, and this is the element that I think I'm fortunate. I saw him, his second or third practice at Ohio State, right after the transfer. And I went up to a spring ball, and, Coach Day had just taken over from Coach Meyer, and I was standing with him on the sideline, and we were watching Justin practice. And I'll be very honest, both of us were like, boy, this is a work in progress. And I was like, and I walked away from that practice, and I don't know if you're going to remember this. Maybe you will. Maybe, probably not. I actually picked Michigan in the preseason that year, before Ohio State's outstanding year. I knew Ohio State was loaded, but I had major questions about Justin from what I saw in that spring practice. And then he comes out. I did 7 of their games that year, and I saw the development. I saw this kid get better, and part of that development was his desire to be better, his desire to play from the pocket, his desire to play quality, efficient football as any other quarterback would. He didn't turn the football over, and I came away so impressed from the development that I saw from his first, third spring practice, if you will, all the way until his last game, which was a national championship game, and the performance against Clemson in the semifinal. So I had the luxury of seeing that, and so I don't want to bet against this guy. They can have all the best plans in the world about letting him sit and this or that, but I can tell you right now that no defensive coordinator is going to want to see Justin Fields on the field this season because of everything that he brings.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.